back to the Drone Camps channel, where you'll find a lot of drone news and reviews and a lot of news on DJI. And today is no different because we're talking about the Clone Wars, the coming wave of alternative DJI companies coming out to be sold in the US, kind of ahead of the curve for a possible DJI ban. We hope it doesn't happen because DJI makes great drones and it would be a shame if we couldn't get them any longer in the US. But to stay ahead of the curve and get you thinking about DJI alternative drone company brands, we're gonna go over some of the ones that we love the most in this video, and you can see and get a comparison of each in this video together and the price compared to something like a DJI Mini 4, because DJI has literally 5 months to get straight with the federal government in the US before they get banned by default or they get found guilty or not guilty by the federal assessments. If you like our videos, please do subscribe, comment, and join our Patreon for all the support that we give back to the drone community. And speaking of giving back, we're also giving away a 5-inch Catalyst Machine Works drone. This is an analog FPV drone that can run on a 6S battery. All you have to do is comment and like and subscribe on this video. Let us know where you're from, and you'll be entered for that drawing coming up on July 24th. It's very soon, so get your comment down there, like the video, and subscribe. And don't comment back to anyone saying that you won or to pay them shipping, because it's 100% free and will be paid for by me and announced in a live stream. So let's go ahead and dive into some alternative DJI drone companies that you might consider in the next 5 months. Okay, let's go ahead and start with the Clone Wars, the very beginning of the Clone Wars before DJI is possibly on the chopping block. Who knows what's going to happen in the future? I'm not really certain, and neither is anybody else. So I'm hoping that this video gives you more insight of what's actually available currently out there in mid-2025. So one of the first companies that we really like is the Zero Robotics. They're also known as Hover Air. They make the X1 here. This series is a foldable, little portable sub 250 drone that has a dual charger that comes with it, 4K, beautiful video, and it comes in around $500 and has to be probably one of my most extensive full reviews with so many features and kind of controller options. It has a lot of modes packed into this one. So for the bang for the buck, this is probably one of the best ones that we use for filming follow me videos, orbit. And if you're kind of a content creator, this could be probably your second most used tool besides your GoPro camera. This is like basically a GoPro camera with wings that will follow you around and even allow you to do live recordings with the newly updated microphone that you can do live video with, which is a really neat option. So we really do love the Zero Robotics company making the Hover Air X1 Pro. And number 2 on our list, which we also love outside the Hover Air brand, is probably Potensic. And I probably say it wrong on the channel all the time. I say Potensic, Potensic, who the hell knows how to pronounce these Chinese company names. But this is the Atom series. And we have the Atom SE here, which did us really well. A lot of people like this one because the video quality is actually pretty good for the 4K resolution on here. It does have a Sony sensor, and in the brand new version of it that they made this year, we recently reviewed, it's the Atom 2. This one's also under 250 grams, but this one has 4K with HDR video, 3-axis gimbal, and this one's priced at $399, which I think is kind of a viable alternative to something like the DJI 4K drone. We talked about the comparison of both of those in that review, and a lot of people really like this one, and probably you're going to end up going for this one should DJI get banned. So this company is really well done and is, in my opinion, probably one of the best choices outside of the Hover Air X1 Pro. And number 3 on our list is a little bit of a duality, and I'm going to give you 2 options here from the Fimi company. The first one is the Mini 3 4K. This is a little foldable sub 250G 4K at 60 frames per second drone that we decided to take to Italy last year, and I got some beautiful, amazing footage. I'll put some up on the screen here so you can see the quality of this drone, but it's portable. It looks like a tourist drone. You don't look like some kind of nefarious person out when you're filming with this one. The Karens really don't care about this one, and you know what? Once it's up in the air, it's virtually silent once it's up in the air, and no one really even knows you're up there filming. It is a bright orange, which is kind of a public friendly color too. Again, not looking nefarious. And in 2025, you want to look as innocent as possible while you're just trying to film the sunset and get a nice landscape video for your vacation, or if you're out filming somewhere cool in the mountains. And this one had a really nice flight time, and it's very light and packable. So I think this one's a great one for domestic use or taking overseas and not getting flagged in customs. I had no problem going to Italy with this one, and I sailed right through customs. And the Mini 3 weighs in at 245 grams. And again, it gets 4K at 60 frames per second. So that's actually better than the DJI 4K drone. And this one also has a 48 megapixel Sony sensor inside here and a 32-minute flight time with a 6.5-mile range. And this one comes in at, a respectable $399. And the big brother to that one, which is very, very relevant in 2025 still, even though it's a 2022 model, is the Fimi X8 SE model. This one gets around a 25-minute flight time. It has a lot of built-in optical flow on the bottom. You can get a loudspeaker for it, which is kind of hilarious, but it comes back with some beautiful 4K video. We took this one to France. We flew it around in southern France, down where our friend Sebi Daki lives, and it was really, really neat because this one is, well, it's over 250 grams, but the benefit of that is that you can fly this one in more weather conditions. This one will handle coastal flying, and it is much heavier than the little Mini 3. So it will give you more options to get that smooth video and a little bit more wind. So if you're wanting to fly kind of in more coastal conditions, more weather, I definitely recommend this one. And it also has a very beautiful, beautiful video coming back. We really enjoyed the X8 SE 2022 V2 model. Now, number 4 on our list is not on the table here, but this is a company called Holystone. A lot of you guys have probably heard of that company before. If you're looking for DJI alternatives, the one that we're talking about today is the HS72OG, and this one comes in at 450 grams. It has 4K video, EIS, a 2-axis gimbal, GPS return to home. It already has built-in FAA remote ID, which is pretty cool. And it's one of the cheapest on our list at $177. Number 5 on our list is a great company that I have gotten drones from in the past. They are a company called Ruko, and this model is the F11 GIM2. It comes in at 585 grams. It has 4K video, brushless motors, and a 30-minute flight time. That one is just under $500 at $460, and that's another viable alternative to DJI Minis. And I lumped both of these in together earlier, but number 6 on our list was the X8 SE 2022 V2 model, which we already talked about. So we'll move on to number 7 now, and that is the Parrot Anafi. The Parrot Anafi comes in at 320 grams. It is over 250 grams, and it is kind of now, it's been around for a bit, but it is a 4K HDR video with 180-degree tilt gimbal, raw stills, and that one comes in at $1,000. And people really do love the Parrot company. And number 8 and 9 on our list is very close to my heart because we got started with them way back in the very beginning of this channel. And the Tyhpoon H from Yuneec has been around for many, many years. I worked with folks that directly at that company, flew with them. We did some really cool videos about 10 years ago now with the Tyhpoon H out on the beach. And it was so much fun to fly that drone. And one of the things you have to know about the Tyhpoon H, they have a new version of it. It's the H3. It is around 2 kilograms weight. It is much larger, and it is in the $2,000 plus range. But the thing you need to know about it is the fact that it does have 6 motors on there, which makes it a hexacopter. And it has a kind of a unique style fail-safe system. So if one motor goes out on the Yuneec Tyhpoon H, it has this fail-safe system where it will fly on 5 motors and come back and land. So none of these other drones on the list can do that. These are all quadcopters. They have 4 rotors, and if one goes out, you're crashing in the water, in the ocean, down the side of the mountain. It's happened so many times. If you have a propeller break or come off, things can happen, and you definitely will lose your drone in that instance. And the other alternative version of these drones that Yuneec makes is the Mantis G, but this one only has 1080p stabilized video on there. It is a foldable design, and it comes in at $349. And the next company on our list is a company that I've probably had the most fun with out of any drone brand in the entire world that has come into my hands. This is the company called Swell Pro. They create a series of what we call fisherman style drones. These can land in the water, float in the water, they can film underwater, you can control the camera underwater, they have GPS built in. They are usable in saltwater and freshwater because the motors on there have the special coating on them that keeps them from getting any kind of corrosion on them immediately, which is really, really cool. No other motor out there on any of these other drones, it has that. If these hit the water, they will not corrode and they will still run. Even if it flips upside down, it can right itself and then take back off again out of the water. It is one of the like literally the coolest drones out there. This one is in the $2,000 to $3,000 range. This one is the Swell Pro Splash Drone 3 Plus. They do make a kind of an economic version of this one. It doesn't come with the built-in screen like this one has. That's pretty nice, and it's seamless. So you just get the battery, plug it in, and go fly it. And they do make their own specialty batteries that come along with this. It also has an option for a bait release. So fishermen you can take something out there as heavy as like a 2-pound lead weight and drop your shark lure offshore, which is pretty damn cool. It has about 1.5 mile range on this one. Not as much range as something like the minis, but it is, it's primarily used for close-in proximity flying. So the alternative one out there comes in at $1,249. And that one's called the Fisherman FD1. It has a bait release. It can lift up to a 5-pound payload. It does have a 1.3-kilometer range, which is, not the greatest range in the world, but it's also waterproof and it has a self-riding option again. So, and also camera alternative options for the bait release if you want to film with that and have something that you're not worried about crashing in the ocean. This line of drones, I got to give it to the CEO of Swell Pro for making and taking on the challenge of making a waterproof drone that actually works in salt water. No other company on the planet has been able to create such a long-running waterproof drone series, and Swell Pro is that only company out there that took on that challenge. No other company has even thought about doing that because it's not even something that people want to take on. So it is a very, very fun, large, big, and almost scary drone to take off. When it does pull up, people back up. It's very, very impressive in person. So we really do love the Swell Pro series. I'm a huge fan of Swell Pro. I can't say enough good stuff about it. I would say that if they want to talk about a con, the video is okay. I don't think the video is really even comparable to something like even maybe like the Mini 3 from Fimi that gets better video than what's on board here. But if you're wanting to use it for a purpose that's, it's purpose driven, it's not so much for videography. This one's more for carrying stuff out in the water, dropping it off, and coming back to your boat or back to the beach where you're fishing at. So primarily used for fishermen and people who are into more kind of tough environments. So yeah, maybe scientists and things like that. And just to give you some reference, this is the Swell Pro Splash Drone 3 Plus sitting next to the Tyhpoon H over here. So they are comparable in size and much bigger than our sort of other DJI alternatives out there on the list. And by the way, this is the Hubsan Zino Pro, larger version than the Mini. They also make Hubsan Minis, and that's another one on this list that you could consider, although I'm not really sure where this company is going as a company. So Hubsan might be one of your last choices on this list, but that is a pretty good collection of DJI alternatives to really get you guys started and thinking about what you're going to do for the future, because I think that we should all be thinking about this and figuring out where we're going to go in the next 5 months. And it's really been on my mind lately, especially after the latest news and no response from the federal government yet as of mid-July. So I'm hoping that we get some kind of resolution, but we're going to explore all the options on this channel and keep reviewing all the DJI alternatives out there And if you like that, please do subscribe and check out our links for all of our suggestions in the video description. You can see everything here listed that we talked about. And I have to tell you, at the end of this video, my probably top 3 favorites in this list for 2025 have to be the Hover Air X1. Number 1, I love that drone, probably the most out of any of these that I showed you as far as my day-to-day filming drone. My next favorite company right now is Potensic, the Atom series, the SE version, which is a little cheaper than the Atom 2. The Atom 2 gets beautiful video, and probably my next favorite would be the Swell Pro company. Great, robust drones that will last you probably 10 years, as long as you don't get a lemon in the bunch. And it does happen with manufacturing. Sometimes people get a dud and something goes wrong and it crashes. So they will hopefully be there for you in support. And make sure you get the care plan if they have one available. And I'm not sure what their care plan is recently, but I will put a link down to US retailer of Swell Pro. Freaking cool drones. But again, thanks again for watching. I'm Justin Davis, and I will see you on the next one. Take care.